we can recap this. This is, we're talking about like the relationship of self to our family, to our extended family or teamship, and then out into community, and how as a quantum being, we affect each of these layers or degrees of separation by our actions. And that when you look back in history, whether it's Native cultures in America or in other countries, a lot of what they were about was recognizing that each individual has an important part in the whole community. But it doesn't mean that they know it all, and that's okay, because they're honored for their contribution. They're honored for their knowledge and their ability to do a certain thing a certain way that makes it more cohesive and coherent within their community, within their family structure. And that's where the real strength lies. It's not just in one individual having the big idea, because the big idea is not just an individual idea. It's the interaction when we are making those ripple effects and what we're processing individually from those ripples to make those better decisions in later iteration.
Yes, and because what you're saying is so right on. So right on.
And thank you. You were saying a lot too that was very supportive in this direction. Please. Want to hear more from Misty?
Well, I don't know. There's been a lot. Okay, so there's been a lot about, like, I'm listening to you and I'm just resonating so much, because you're saying how we recognize, we take the time, like the Native American cultures take the time to put in the time and everything to identifying what it is about each member of the tribe, helping them identify how their uniqueness is and how they can contribute to the whole community. And that has always been my way of thinking. Like, it doesn't matter who you are and what your special uniqueness is, we are also intricate, that all of us can be beneficial. There's something beneficial to contribute with, we use the things that, I mean, even psychopaths make good surgeons, like that's a theory, in the medical industry, and various things where you don't really want to have emotions and emotional attachments to You do what you do it well. It's important that you do it well for yourself and nobody else, if the case may be, you know what I mean? But I'm just really excited, and I'm wondering too, like, I know we only have like about 20 minutes left, and we've invited some people to join us, and I just really want to make sure that they will have a chance to look at what we're doing. Initially, Lyra, you invited me to do a call where we're looking to have a women's support call type of thing, correct? Like
group or meeting, like, so for example, we have AA meetings all across the country, and they support people who are in recovery from alcoholism.
Right.
Their rate is abysmal. And I think a part of that has to do with their failure in structure to support the individual as an individual, instead of talking about the trauma of their alcoholism.
Right.
Like, and this could be both a women's support group or a men's support group. We can have either or both. But there just doesn't seem to be anything set up right now in communities to just offer that kind of support without judgment, without saying, oh, you're an alcoholic or you're a drug addict, but just supporting a person who is having a tough time.
Right.
And not expecting them to fill out a whole bunch of forms and do all this other crazy stuff. We're not saying, oh, let's be a support group that's going to just hand out money to a parent who says that they're in crisis. Let's help them in support by giving them resources and tools that they can actually take actionable steps upon in order to thrive. A victim of domestic violence, same situation, not putting them into a box and saying, oh, you need to go to anger management, or your victimization is a result of how you behave.
It's all your fault.
Right.
And in other words, it's all your fault. And there is this interesting way. I can remember I was talking with somebody who really needed to go to the doctor because he had this horrible infection going on his thumb. It was so bad. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you have to go to the doctor. Like, you need to go. And I'm talking to his housemates and stuff. And I'm like, can't anybody take him to the doctor? Because he just really needs to go. And one of them said, he did it to himself. And I'm like, so what? Like, so he did it to himself. It's his fault, but that doesn't negate the fact that he needs to go and get it tended to, and it's when you speak on domestic violence, because this is honestly what's coming up. I cannot tell you all throughout the day. All I'm doing is running into people women specifically right now, but I know it's happening with the men, women, transgender, everybody. I know this. I mean, even, oh my gosh, actually now it's all coming to me. It seems like there was this massive wave that just hit us like about a month or two ago. It began, and it's like all of a sudden all these people are finding themselves out of abusive and toxic relationships all of a sudden, for various reasons that seem to be beyond their own control. You know what I mean? And I can look at that and say, yeah, there's something going on.
Emily.
Oh, hi, Marie.
How are you doing, Marie?
I'm okay. Try to rest before my next patient show up.
Well, thank you for joining us today. We were just talking about the importance of every individual in a community, bringing common unity within a community through our individual talents and gifts that we share, and how that has been identified and a key part in a lot of older traditions around the world, including Native American culture and Polynesian culture and beyond, and how there seems to be a bit of disparity when it comes to that kind of lens to look at each individual for their contributions and knowing that they're doing what they're here to do in service of the whole. And then we were talking about women's support groups and men's support groups, and how to be more effective in supporting each other during these troubling times when people are going through traumatic situations, or just want to be connected within their community for better continuity. Putting together projects, activities, things that can help support a thriving community. And when one person is not thriving, how we can help them, lift them up into a more thriving situation.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Well, we have about 10 minutes left on today's roundtable discussion, and I just wanted to bring it back to what we were talking about within these support groups, and why we're starting with the model of having a men's support group and a women's support group, and how important it is for each of the sexes to have their own space and time to connect with on a more meaningful level, whether it's an online support group or an in-person support
Right. I agree. I'm all in favor, say aye.
group. I
I nothing again. Yeah, I think it's important because like only we can all empathize with everybody and we can all have understandings about just being human, you know, but unless you've lived in a male or a female or an androgynous body, you're dealing with other things that only a person who's been a woman understands, and only a person who's been a man understands, and only someone who's androgynous understands, you know. And it's just there's a whole bunch coming up right now for cleansing and clearing within the relationships between all the different sexes, I genders, you know. It's more like it's really interesting, especially with all of this narcissistic type of abuse stuff that goes along with domestic violence and stuff. And it's interesting because it is not, it's almost like that's the root right there, because somehow offspring or parent unable to connect with offspring or parent on emotional bonds for whatever reasons, you know, it turns into a literal like dislike for that sex, it seems to. You know, for me, that's just what I've seen. It's just like I've been the recipient of experiencing like what people's traumas are with their moms or whatever, you know what I mean, or with the sexes. And it feels it feels like it goes back all the way to the beginning, you know, in some cases. And I look forward to all of it being healed up. We've all taken our turns being the abused and the abuser and the abusive, and, you know, all of that throughout, because we've played all those different roles, whether we wanted to or not, whether we intended to or not. And even if we didn't actually do it, but we played that role in somebody else's movie, you know what I mean? And it's just, I so am ready to heal this all up.
Healing is a painful process. Yes, me.
Sure, it can be. It is.
Yeah, I understand. At the same time, as we get brighter, you know, some of my other acquaintance that I into the world underground news is that the dark gonna get even more stronger. So that's why my senses are able to focus on more of the light side, you know, talk more of the light side, what we already accomplished. And as this you know, these relationship issues, that it will continue to work its way out. I don't think we get it all done in the next month.
As much as I wish.
Yeah, and the thing is we need that contrast. You know, Dolores Canyon and you know, Teal Swan, all these metaphysics.
Abraham Hicks. The contrast.
All these metaphysics enlighteners, you know, and we're the first wave of, you know, cutting the path for the next generation or next volunteer coming behind us to make it more clear. So as we evolve, you know, almost like talk more of the light than focus on what we have to currently in the third dimension to focus, but also, you know, able to desire to focus more on, oh, okay, you know, I just, you know, realize somebody talks about, you know, how wonderful their life is, and, you know, able to heal their physical illness. We focus our mind and say, if we are God and we creating each of our life. So I we what positive things that I'm already manifested, that will give more fuel to the light energy versus the other side, because the other side will be continue to suck on that energy. So I have to refocus my source energy and say, I'm not going to focus on the dark side, but what we as a whole, as a life force, already accomplished, the things that we do, and knowing that the divine creator is in control, and all that, but our karmic issues, it will continue to evolve as we transcend.
Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it now. I know we only have a few minutes, and this would be, maybe if it's okay, Lyra, we can all do that. We can all say all the wonderful things we have already accomplished, if you like, or just whatever the things are right now. We'll say them out loud, each one of us. What do you think, Maui? Are you ready? If it's okay.
Yeah. You
I
want
love
to?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Leah.
Lyra.
It's
Lyra.
So, in that light, and also looking at it from the view of those who are struggling, is to say, well, for us, yeah, we have some challenges we're still facing right now. But what have we accomplished thus far? Well, we've gotten a more cohesive team together. We're
Yes.
moving forward with building curriculums and activities and a network of trust, or trust network, where
Yes.
people have more of a sense that we're working together and we're not looking to take advantage of each other. These are important aspects in collaborating and connecting with others. And this is what we've been working on, and we're in the midst of accomplishing. Another accomplishment would be for Nate here.
Come on, Nate. What is it?
Tech research is kind of turning into an actual platform. The men's group that I held, that was focused on the brotherhood, family rights, children's rights, and custody matters and stuff like that. We had outstanding success. We had 0 suicides for like over 2.5 years. We all got really great camaraderie built out, and we were able to tackle a lot of situations by looking at the root issues. And I plan on bringing that back once other things are more firmly developed, like the platform, which is just around the corner. We're going through stability testing right now.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah, we're like,
Yay! I muted myself. I was over here exclamating, yay, all right, yes, but I was muted.
it's your turn. Misty, it's your turn.
What? It is my turn. I think it's Mui's turn. Mui, you ready?
Yeah, with me as for I have not really connected with this new movement in the space that I just relocate to, and the people that I'm a roommate with, the landlord, they're not into metaphysical. They're more traditional Christian, so I don't make too much comment, because they tend to get their feather ruffled. They have a minute mind. So anyway, like for myself, I'm able to the spirit gifted me a lady that's a sound healing protocol. It's called Safe Sound Protocol. Is a music that played that have underlying brain waves to assist me or people involved with her re-stimulate the vagus nerves, which is parasystemic system, and the autonomic system, which is the nervous system, that bring it more balance and more away from the fear base from our life trauma, and current life and past lives. So able to heal, oneself, and then of course, then you're able to heal the family, the bloodline, the ancestors. So able to work in my own circle to clear the ancestral, malfunction, in our thought pattern in our DNA. So do my work, with myself, and then the spirit does connect me, starting to open to connect with other like-minded metaphysical consciousness people. So I'm very blessed, and I'm very glad to able to release some of the pre-programming being programmed from our generation of, not in the light base or spiritual base, but in the karmic wheel. So getting myself out of the karmic wheel of not creating more, drama and negative responses. And for me, is I tend to overgive myself, which is what Misty was sending me, the opposite of the narcissistic, which is the egoist, right, Misty?
Yeah, the echoist. ECHOIST.
Yeah, so that personality is that we overgive until we kind of drop dead, compared to the other side, the narcissistic, everything is about them. So I think as we become more aware of it, that type of personality, and bring myself into more balance and setting really positive boundaries, because I don't have boundaries the way I was raised. So I surrender a lot of my power unto other people, blaming other people, controlling my life, able to take the initiative and the Leo power within me and say, no, I came into this soul plan, my the plan that we came in with this soul essence, um, coming back into unconditional love, able to forgive ourselves and then other people, and stop putting the karmic wheel, and we can get off of it and really focus on bringing the light, like I said, the male energy, waking more of the male energy within the male group, and bring focus on healing the children within all of us and the current children. So positive for me in advancing my soul plan. So that's working on. Plus working on 3 jobs. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you for sharing. And I just wanted to put a little caveat to that, because I don't think you were here. And when we started that conversation, we were talking about the quantum beings and how we're all quantum beings. So our actions, how they affect others, and what kind of energy they're bringing back to us is a part of our process here, is identifying what's going to be healthy versus what isn't going to be healthy, and how do we move forward? What steps or path do we choose to take in order to thrive and become a thriving quantum being instead of a victimized sociopath or narcissistic fool, right?
Yes. Yeah, we spent a lot, wasted a lot of time, manufacturing and those kind of, the illusion type of formula. So little by little, I think that allowing the asking the divine source to and the angels to come assist.
Well, it's
There we
these
go.
pearls of wisdom that we wish to share and you know, assist others in the great transformation. And Misty, I wanted to hear about you and what great things you've accomplished and you know, where you're going with it.
Okay, so what have I have accomplished? It's always a collaborative, okay? And but I always feel that way, but let's see. I am so grateful that I have been a match to being in this amazing space right here at the mall, at Northtown Mall, where we just have some of the most amazing interactions. And I mean, with people, they stumble upon us and we share with them something, you know, that maybe inspires them, and it's, or not, you know, whatever, but we're so grateful for what we're doing. And I'm always in awe of this because I never would have dreamed that this is what we'd be doing. But I'm really grateful. I'm so grateful. And so in speaking in all terms, I guess, I'm so grateful that we are all exactly right where we're supposed to be right now, by evidence that we are. and we're all around, and as far as accomplishing anything, I'm so grateful that the four of us, excuse me, I'm so sorry, the four of us have all been able to hold space all together at this time. This is amazing in itself. And I'm grateful that that just all that is coming, all that is already here, and I don't know. I'm grateful that we're able to hold this space for any who can benefit from it.
Well, thank you so much, Misty and Lee, for joining us today and talking a little bit about like how we can provide support for each other and recognition of the accomplishments and connect with others to, you know, help lift them up out of whatever they may be struggling through, because we've experienced things, we've experienced hard times, and we've all had our stories of triumph over these hardships. And I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that would love to share about their triumphs, and we want to hear them. We want to hear them. We want you to share them and share with others who are still unsure of themselves, still stuck in their shadows. Or what did you call it? The ecosphere?
Well, it's called echoist. It's an idea of a personality type that is the opposite of narcissism. So it's but it's an okay term. I resonate with it a little bit. I think that we've all learned to be a certain way based on some of our experiences, but like I just think it's so showing that it's time for us to just be who we are. Like, it's time, be the best. If you're an a-hole, well, darn it, be the best a-hole you can be right now. Why not? I mean, be the best. If you're gonna be, I mean, do it. Like, what if that's part of your shadow, man? Show it. Why not? You know, because you're not gonna get another chance. No. This is the end, my friend. This is the end and the beginning of beautiful things, you know? Now Mama Gaia gets to write some beautifulness, and all her lovely children, and being male, female, androgynous, every species, everybody, yeah.
All
Rock
right.
your body.
Yeah, rock your world, baby.
Get some tunes going. Well, we will do another meeting next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We invite people to join this roundtable discussion. We will be having it every Tuesday, and I look forward to seeing you ladies soon, next week, hopefully. And, good luck with all that you're on the journey to accomplish. It is already here. We just are waiting to visualize it, right?
Yeah, amen and a woman.
Yeah, a women. I love that. And so we'll see you next Tuesday then. That's the next time.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds great. And what about the Monday thing? No, not yet.
We're gonna rev up to it first. We want to generate enough people coming together in this community, and then we'll start doing breakout rooms. So we'll have
Yay,
a
very
men's
good.
breakout room and a women's breakout room, and we'll start developing these different support groups and projects together. That's how we do it here at Great Works Alliance. It's all about common unity, not just community, but our common unity, because we might be different, we might have massive diversity, but it is what we all agree in values and how we identify our similarities that enables us and empowers us to be thriving as individuals as well as within our communities. Thank you so much, ladies.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you.
Nate, for holding that space for the masculine power.
When it's the right time and we've got stabilized on the yin and the yang side, we'll bring in the youth and do some Teen Titan type stuff.
Yeah, I think sounds marvelous. Thank you for all the wonderful work, Leah and Nate and Misty.
Thank you.
Okay,
Can't
okay,
thank
bye.
you enough, Tony.
Have a great evening, Lee.
Okay, you too, my love.
Bye.